Dear students, welcome to the home mentoring session of accountancy. Myself CSK Khanna from the SD Vidya School. Dear students, today we will learn the last lesson of your syllabus of accountancy from part B, that is associated with the financial statements of a company. Dear students, in this lesson we will learn about the various aspects of the financial statements of a company and how the information is shown in the format of financial statement of a company. Now, first of all, I want to share with you from this lesson, you will get a very simple theoretical question of 3 or 4 marks. Why I say 3 or 4 marks? Because the 4 lessons, they comprise the total syllabus of 12 marks. So it is the discretion of the CBSE that CBSE may give you 3 marks question or 4 marks question or may not give from this lesson. But as part of syllabus, we have to understand this lesson. So let's understand this lesson with reference to financial statements of a company. Now, first of all, we must know what we mean by the financial statements and then what, as per the law, financial statements of a company comprises. Basically, as our learning has been limited to the extent that financial statements include trading profit loss account and the balance sheet, which shows the financial results of an organization. But here, the meaning is little bit different. Let's understand. Financial statements are the end products of accounting process and are prepared at the end of the accounting period to reveal the financial position of the enterprise at a particular date and the result of its business operations, preparing an accounting period. Now, what we mean by the financial statements? Financial statements comprise all the statements which are prepared at the end of an accounting period or at the end of a financial year and which shows the financial position of an organization or of an enterprise at a particular date, that is on the closing date, and it is the result of what? It is the result of its business operations which has been undertaken during that particular accounting period or in that particular accounting year. Now, as per the Companies Act 2013, Section 2, subsection 40 defines that what financial statement includes. Practically, as per the Act, it states that it includes the 4 important statements. First, it is the balance sheet or position statement. Second, it is the statement of profit and loss or income statement. Third, it is notes to accounts. Basically, notes to account means the details relating to the important information which is given in these statements. And finally, the cash flow statement. Earlier, the cash flow statement was not the part of the financial statements, but with the amended Act of 2013, subsection 40 under section 2, cash flow statement will also be regarded as the part of the financial statements. Now here we have to understand regarding these 4 important type of the statements and the notes including to the accounts and what type of the question will comes in the examination. It is important to understand. Now in the examination, CBSE generally ask you and give you some of the item of the balance sheet or of the statement of profit or loss account and say that you have to write its heading and subheading. Later on, I will share with you that how these statements are prepared in the complete format. But the question will say that you have to write the heading and subheading of the particular item and then the 1 mark for 1 item will be given. CBSE may ask you that under which head the share premium account will be shown, or it may ask you that where you will show the trade receivables. Then you have to give the 2 options, that is under which heading it is shown and under which subheading it is shown. Please keep in mind that unless and until you not write both the items, that under which heading it will come and under which subheading it will come, CBSE will not give you any mark. So 3 or 4 mark question will be asked you. The items, different items will be given you, and you have to answer to the different items under which head it will come, that whether in the equities and liabilities, under assets, again to the subheading where it is shown. Now let's start with the concept business balance sheet or the position statement. Now we all know what the balance sheet is. It is a statement of asset, liabilities and equities of a business, and it is prepared to show the financial position of the company at a particular date. The balance sheet of a company is prepared as per the format prescribed in Part 1st of the Schedule 3 of the Companies Act 2013. Dear students, please keep in mind that sometimes in the Viva the question is asked that balance sheet is prepared under which particular format. Then you have to answer that it is prepared as per the Part 1st of the Schedule 3 of the Companies Act 2013. And very important thing, that Schedule 3 prescribe only the vertical format for presentation of financial statements. Now vertical format means what? In class 11 you had come across to the balance sheet format, that left side, right side. In the left side you show the liabilities, in the right side you show the asset. That format is called the horizontal form. That format is called horizontal format. But under the Companies Act 2013, Schedule 3 makes it mandatory, compulsory or obligatory that companies must present their balance sheet in the vertical form, not in the horizontal form. Vertical form, I will show you that in the same format in one line you have to show. Either you start with the assets and liabilities followed by the, if you start with the equities and liabilities followed by the assets, or you may take the vice versa, assets first followed by the equities and liabilities. But they must be prepared as per the vertical format and not as per the horizontal format. Now as per this act, what the contents of a balance sheet is there and how it is to be shown, let's understand. You have been given here a format of the balance sheet. See here, what you have to do here, you will find here that figures at the end of the current reporting period and figures at the end of the previous reporting figure. You have been given the format in such a way that you have to show the amounts of which way. Current year figures will be shown in the first column followed by the previous year reporting period information or amounts. First column particulars, note the assets and liabilities. Second column note number. Note number will be given and notes are given after the balance sheet. In the third column, figures at the end of the current reporting period, means current year figures will be given, and in the last column the figures at the end of the previous reporting period or the previous year period will be given to you. Now how the information will be recorded? Here you have to see that, for example, here given equity and liabilities. Now under equity and liability, shareholder funds is given one head, and under shareholder funds you have been given the information like share capital, reserve and surplus, money received against share warrants. Now for example, you've been asked in the examination that in which head you will show reserve and surplus. In which head you will show reserve and surplus, or how reserve and surplus will be shown in the balance sheet. Now your answer will be as per the heading and subheading. You have to write reserve and surplus will be shown under the heading of equity and liabilities with subheading shareholders fund. So you must recall and remember, memorize all the items which are shown under the different heads and what could be the subhead for that. Now for example, in the third item is given non-current liabilities. Now under non-current liabilities, you've been given 4 important items: long-term borrowings, deferred tax liabilities, other long-term liabilities, long-term provisions. Now in the examination, if CBSE asks that how you will show long-term provisions in the balance sheet of a company, your answer will be that long-term provisions will be shown in the heading of equity and liability, that is the major head, with the subheading of non-current liabilities. So this way you must remember what are the items which are shown under the different heads and under the different subheadings. Likewise, here in the current liability you've been given, these are given the only few items. The type of the items may vary and may also be more than that. Likewise, come to the asset side. You've been given first main heading, non-current assets, and under non-current assets, you've been given fixed assets, then tangible assets, intangible assets, capital work in progress, then intangible assets under development. Now, here, for example, in the intangible assets, you've been asked to show how the goodwill will be shown in the balance sheet of a company. What your answer will be? Your answer will be that balance sheet will be shown, the amount of goodwill will be shown under intangible assets with a heading of fixed assets, with main heading of assets and subheading of non-current assets. So dear students, you have to show all these items in one by one this way of the assets as well as of the liabilities. I will continue in my next video relating to the next part of this lesson.